Hey,
Hey, what is up, brother man?
what's going on, bub? What's going on? Haven't seen you, it seems like, for a week.
I know, literally. And we normally see each other sometime in between there, so
I know. It's interesting. It's an interesting week. Haven't seen you since last Monday. How you doing? What's
I'm
going
doing
on?
good.
What you been up to?
Tired. Um, went to see Niagara Falls and went to a comp up in Syracuse this weekend. So
Oh yeah. So
drive back.
just a short little trip up to Niagara.
Yeah, just stop by. But I was a passenger on this trip, so I had some great company, and it was kind of a little different, you know.
Nice. Nice. No, it looked like I got to see some of the pictures, and I think we'll talk about that here in a little bit. We got a little
Absolutely.
pre-guest we'll have jump on here in a sec, but no, it looked like an awesome weekend and a pretty
Good
old
time.
competition.
Yeah, the first one was in 1953.
That's
So
impressive.
70 whole years ago.
That's 70 years, 70-year anniversary. That's
Yeah.
pretty damn impressive. That makes me think of some groundwork being laid for some of the beard competitions that are going on today, right? 70 years later.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's awesome. Good
Got a
good
couple.
travel though.
Yeah, it was a pretty smooth ride. Didn't run
Well,
into any
postman.
weather. Didn't run into anything. So,
Nice. Nice. What's up, Mr. Yukon? Good to see you. Thanks for joining.
what'd you get into this weekend?
Man, it was a nice 3 day weekend. I tell you, I don't take a whole lot of vacation time at work, so it was. I always like the holidays, right? You can get like a 3 day weekend without having to take any vacation time. What's up, Chicken Wing? Good to see you, brother. So yeah, I was able to get some stuff done around the house. Go buy appliances. And I
Oh
bought
man,
my when I bought my house a little over a year ago. It came with a washer and dryer, but the dryer went out 2 weeks ago, and the washer's been making a hell of a racket. So I decided just to go buy new ones. Just check it off the list. And I don't know if you've looked at prices on appliance recently, but
oh
good
man, it's
lord.
ridiculous.
Yeah, the only downside is you pay a shit ton of money, and they're all special ordered, and you won't be able to get them for 4 weeks. So
Hey, maybe did you get it like some custom washer and dryer? Do you have an airbrush? What do
No,
you
no, believe it or not, nobody stocks natural gas dryers. And I thought, you know what? What's up, Mister Jacob? Good to see you, brother. Thanks for jumping on. Now,
You're right.
I thought, you know what? I could probably run electric and just get an electric dryer, but then I got a gas line sitting there, and I thought, the hell with it. I'll just stick with what's there.
Yeah,
It worked. It worked when my house was built back in the 40s and 50s. It'll work. It'll work going forward. So
I think gas dryers work better. Just my
that's what I've
opinion.
heard. What's up, Mr. Bracker? Good to see you, brother. So
Hello,
yeah,
hello.
that was essentially my weekend. Helped the brother out, getting some stuff cleaned up around his property, and yeah, just yeah, yard work and all that fun stuff around here, and just kind of enjoying a. Last week was tough at work, so won't get into that. But good lord,
Yeah, you
good
had a
week.
rough week.
We all faced trials and tribulations. Last week was definitely one for me. Probably one of the toughest days I've ever had in my career. But
Yeah,
nonetheless, you get through it. Keep on keeping on, right?
yeah.
It's always something.
Keep treading on, man.
Absolutely.
All right. Well,
Absolutely.
let's get this thing kicked off and let's roll this extra special, beautiful bean footage.
Bean. That
Still
cracks
love
me up.
that intro, brother.
Yeah, I do. I do. Yeah, and that last picture reminds me. I mentioned last week on the show some breaking news, and I've got some koozies and
Woo-woo.
and some air fresheners that might be dropping soon. We're going to do a little fundraising for prostate cancer, right? Schaefer prostate. So
Appreciate you helping out, brother, man.
more, absolutely more to come on that. But yeah, I reached out to a friend of the community, somebody we've had on the show, Bearded Flamingo. If you
There you
don't
go.
know the instruments, go check them out. But yeah, they're working on some merch, and I think here in a couple weeks we can get things rolling. So hopefully be able to raise some cash for a cause. So yeah, looking forward to that. Looking
Get
forward to
some
that.
Silence of the Stash merch.
Silence of the Stash. Yes, self-deprecating merch. How can you not go wrong with something like that, right?
Hey, it's a win in my book. I'm excited.
Right? Yeah, I go over to family Easter, just me and the kids with my folks, and had to had to bring my koozie. You know what I mean? Conversation piece. It's
Your
good.
mom was one of the first people to see the image.
That's right. That's right. Kind of flipped her out a little bit, but it's okay. It's okay. What's up, Thad? Thanks for joining, brother, man. Got Mr. Kyle Waller in the house too. What's up, bro? Thanks for joining.
All right. So while I'm waiting on somebody to pop on, let's go back and talk about this for a second.
Yeah, let's do 70th anniversary Wolf's
Yeah.
Famous Beard Competition. That's freaking awesome. That's
So
freaking awesome.
we got there and we got to talk to Ron Wallach, which is the son of the original club founder and organizer of this competition. Just very knowledgeable. There was an actual newspaper clipping about it. So back history, they were celebrating Lent. Well, Ron Wallach owned a bar, so people give up
Okay.
drinking and smoking.
Okay.
So he challenged people to just stop shaving their mustache. And at the end of Lent, they would have a contest, and then they'd have a big clam bake. So I thought that was interesting, the way that they had he made a marketing ploy into a beard competition.
No, for sure. No, I love the idea, right? And it's interesting that it was, the inception was based off of, Lent, and what do you give
Mhm.
up? Well, hey, give up shaving, right?
Yeah.
And then we'll wrap it up at the bar with a clam bake and libations.
What's up, Mr. Tech?
What's up, Tech?
Mr. Baker?
Baker, good to see you, man.
So it was a pretty good time, my man. We had the stage set up. It was at the old Polish home in Syracuse. It was kind of like a community center for Polish immigrants there in New York when they came to America and stuff. They had a rec center for the kids and a
Okay.
bowling alley in the basement.
Really?
Yeah, it's one of like 4 surviving, I think they said, of the original Burnswick lanes. It's all
No
wood.
kidding.
Yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So part of the money that they raised at the competition is gonna go for part of the restoration on those 2 bowling lanes. So the new
Gotcha.
kids in the community can use the lanes again.
Awesome. Are they still old school to where you got the pins are set up manually?
Yeah,
Or
there's no pin between. There's a walkway down the center. So
Gotcha. No, that's cool as hell. And it was in Syracuse, correct?
Syracuse, yeah.
Right on.
Another place
Well,
I've never been.
no, that's not a terrible drive from where we're at. You know what I mean? I'm not sure. I'm guessing 10, 11-ish hours.
Yeah, about 11 hours.
Right on. Right on. Cool.
But like I said, I was a hitchhiker this weekend. I rode around with this lovely gentleman.
Look at that guy.
What's going on, gentlemen?
Hey,
What's up, Mr. Norcross? How you doing?
I think that's Ray Norcross from Bearding Without Borders.
I don't know who you're talking about. I hear weird things go on over there. So,
all right, wrong guy. Sorry.
What's up, Crayon? Oh, look at there. He got booted to the back like that.
Nope. Facebook said you're the right guy.
Well, at least we have our fact checking in place then. All right.
There we go. There we go. How you doing, Ray, man? It's
What's
been
up?
a couple weeks since I've seen you.
Yeah, just a bit. Been a crazy couple weeks for me, and then, well, of course, this weekend was a little wild.
Yeah.
Thanks. One of many in my collection at this point.
What's up, Heather?
It's my newest addiction.
Got lucky. I ended up somehow on the way to Syracuse in Columbus, Indiana, at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yes.
And there Red was standing out on the street corner. Like,
Oh, no.
And I was making good money that night.
He was. I mean, like
in the red light district. No doubt. I bet.
With his red shoes, of all things. Like,
hell yeah.
That's a funny.
It was the most.
Itself.
That was the most dressed down I have ever seen Red in my life. I swear.
Only thing I brought this whole trip was my dudes. And Stash, you've traveled with me enough to know I normally got shoes, especially my boots.
Yeah, no, that's one of the things we've got in common. We both have a shoe thing. I ain't no lie about that.
Hopefully, it's the same kind of shoe thing.
So you just decided to pick old Red up and drag him along with you. Look at that! Literally picked him up. Picked him up. I love it.
Yeah, and he's so happy in that picture. He really is. Like,
it's a good time.
I
was having fun.
I swept him right off his feet. So no, it was a fun time. We picked up. It was a long drive, that's for sure. Picked him up around 3 o'clock in the morning and hauled ass from there to Niagara Falls, New York, and went and walked through the falls, over by the falls and on the American side, and checked it out.
Right.
Knocked a few things off the bucket list, and then watched Red freeze the entire time because all he had on was a pair of sweatpants, a hoodie, and his dudes.
Yeah, I left at 3 a.m. I wasn't trying to wear a whole bunch of stuff. I mean, we were driving. I was in the back. I was going to be comfortable. Yep. I got out of the car. I was like, man, probably grab a jacket. And I was like, I don't feel too bad. Yeah, until you get up next to the ocean spray and water and the wind off the water. I was like turtle shelled inside my hoodie.
But in all fairness, man, if it's like 50 or less, you probably got long johns on, man. I'm just saying, you get cold quick. It's back.
Oh no, I had those on too.
Just like, I wish I'd have gotten a picture of it. Just him kind of huddled together like this, like walking down by the falls.
Right.
All you see is like this green hood and this big bushy red beard hanging out the side, like hanging out the front of it. That's all you can see. So
the green hoodie too. I did look like a turtle.
Yeah, but it was a good time. We got up there, had a lot of fun. A little chaotic.
You emceed this. Is that correct, Ray?
Yeah, yes, sir. That was my debut as an MC, and it was a good time. I was very nervous going through that, but luckily I had a good friend there to try to get out there and make a goof out of himself going across the stage.
I didn't actually tell Stash that story, but I will have to catch it. Well, okay, condensed version. Crowd was dead. I grabbed the mic and tried like heck to get some energy. I just handed him the mic back.
Yeah, because there was nothing. Like it was and I think a lot of it comes down to a lot of those people haven't been to a comp of what we're used to. I guess you could say, of our caliber. You know, some of those people had never been to a comp, and then the other ones had never, had never been to something like in the South. So, and
there was quite a few people from the Polish home in the crowd too that just had absolutely no clue what they were watching. So
right on. I get that. But overall, I mean, how would you describe being able to take the MC spot versus, some of the other roles you've done in various competitions?
I actually enjoyed the MC spot. I really did. What's up, Nathan? I definitely feel like I needed a lively crowd because like their energy kind of brought mine down to a bit of a low energy at one time. But
gotcha. You did great, brother. Hey, and the video footage I checked before the show, we got.
Oh, awesome.
So I have
I'm happy to hear that.
3/4 of the comp on video. So
but other than that, man, like honestly, emceeing was fun. It's definitely a job that doesn't stop. Versus like, you know, judging, you kind of get to chill at the table. I mean, all three of us have judged here. You get to chill at the table. You get to, you know, ask fun questions and, you know, and do the judge stuff. But MC is a 100-mile-an-hour job from the time the comp starts, and trying to remember to get everybody in the last few minutes, you know, like it's like, oh well, make sure you go for the food, and, you know, make sure you mention this, make sure you mention that, and like I had on my podium, I had like notes of stuff to go through.
We hooked his podium up.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
and be creative and try to keep it lively. It certainly helps when you got a crowd that's reciprocating, right? But
oh, absolutely.
I gotcha.
But,
oh, cool.
But
well, congrats on your first job.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, for the first comp, it wasn't a bad turnout. 30, right around 30 competitors. Got that 4th place. Did you show them the other one?
I didn't have it in the house. It's out in the car still. But I got awarded one of the elusive 6th place trophies as well. But there ain't a lot of people with 6th place trophies. If you're watching and you have a 6th place trophy, please comment because I'd love to see it.
Right.
Thank you, Miranda.
Nice work.
All right, Ray. Well, I just want to say thank you again for giving me the opportunity to chat with you guys. It was fun working with you when we got up there. We kind of teamed up and knocked some stuff out for everybody.
I just want to say this. I couldn't have done it without you.
Hell. I don't know.
My compliments, if I can. Mrs. Norcross had a killer freaking realistic Whiskerina. Just
yeah, she did.
100%.
I don't know how she ended up placing, but I think I saw a post that was her first realistic. But damn,
can I show the picture,
nice,
Ray, or she waited?
Nice work.
Oh,
Go ahead.
I thought she'd already posted. Yeah, but knocked it out of the park.
So what's really cool about this is she actually ventilated the mustache. So like she took like hair extensions and whatnot and actually put it on there and ventilated and looped each individual strand in to make this mustache.
No part.
Oh wow. So
it was.
I mean, honestly, I think so. You sent me a picture of Mr. Bob right there in the middle, who's just got a magnificent mustache. Holy shit, right? Hashtag goals. But that's kind of what it reminded me of the size and the width and the girth and breadth and all that, you know.
What are we talking about?
Yeah, we're talking about mustaches.
Good deal.
And I can't wait for you to meet Bob. Honestly, Stash, you have to meet Bob. He is you two will have a lot of fun together. I'm just going to put it like that. So
I can't wait.
I did meet Bob. I got to hang out with him all day Saturday.
Yeah. I got a couple pictures sent to me, Nathan. And I was like, oh my God. I'm like goofing on my phone and, you know, at my buddy's house, Clint. I'm like, look at this cat. Look at that. Seriously. No, it's badass.
Sweet. Well, Ray, I appreciate you hopping on last minute, like literally 5 minutes before the show started. I sent him a text. I'm like, hey, we're going to bullshit about the comp. You want to come on and bullshit about the comp? He's like, sure.
Yeah.
So
I always got you. Big shout out to you guys. I always love what you're doing. Keep going strong. And I can't wait to see the rest of this episode with Jeff Raye. So,
all right, man. We're excited to talk to him. We'll talk at you later, Ray.
Same to you, Ray. Bearding Without Borders.
Love you guys.
Check this guy out. Check out Bearding Without Borders. Ray is doing phenomenal stuff as well. So
absolutely great work.
Absolutely. Love you, bro. Love you.
Love you guys.
Love you, man.
Thanks for popping on.
Sweet.
Good dude.
Told you we had a lot of fun.
Good dude doing good stuff, man. Right there.
Yeah.
Do good shit. That's what Ray's all about.
Do good shit. That's all I care about. All right, so let's bring on the next guest. I want to have plenty of time to talk to this man because he's doing some amazing stuff. So let's go ahead and pop on Mr. Jeff Raye.
Hey, how are you?
Good evening.
What's up, Mr. Raye?
Oh, just the usual day, spending some time in the shop and then coming home and smoking a few more cigars. So that's about it.
Well, it looks like a
Right
beautiful
on.
evening.
Yes, it does look like a beautiful evening.
Yeah, it's what is it? It's just at 69 degrees. So
Damn near perfect.
well,
Oh,
let's try.
that doesn't suck at all. It's about I would say not too far off here in central Indiana. Where are you located? Texas region?
We're in Austin, soon to be locating in LaGrange.
We've been there.
Yeah,
I've been to
it was for
LaGrange.
You Matter, and
Yeah.
I did Shannon, actually, Shannon Klinkenbeard and us, our gates are about 5 miles apart. And
Nice.
my wife and we bought some property out there, and we've been doing a lot of work. And Shannon and his son have been building our front fence, and then we had our tank completed a while back, and then we had some good rain, so now that's completely full, so that's good. I got my slab poured for the shop, and they should be breaking ground on the house in hopefully about 2 to 3 weeks. So
Right on.
it's all rolling together.
That's exciting
Nice.
stuff right there.
Yeah.
No, that's cool as hell. And I mean, that's what, 45 to an hour away from Austin, LaGrange?
Yeah,
I'm thinking.
it's just a little bit over an hour, so it's not too
Okay.
terrible bad. But my wife and I was lucky enough to we found 40 acres there, and the plan is once we get moved out there and I get the shop built, I probably won't be doing as many markets, like pop-up markets, as I have been. But I will be selling online and then making stuff for raffles and stuff for the bearding community. But I plan on building a lot of inventory up, because there's a community just down the road from LaGrange called Round Top, and they have a huge, big time antiques and swap type thing.
Oh, nice.
It's like 5 miles long, and it's like literally 5 miles long. There's like big booths and tents and stuff, and everything from junky tools and gas signs to fine antiques and stuff. So it's everything in the middle, everything in between. So hopefully I want to be building and get me a booth out there, or get me a spot to work, and then I want to be building bigger tables and some bigger stuff, and then doing my turnings and stuff like that. So I want to continue.
Nice.
You got some exciting stuff going on. I was going through pictures to bring onto the show, and I'm not going to show them yet, but all kinds of stuff you're making now. I was loving it.
Absolutely. Before we jump into that, if I can, so are you a Texas native? I mean,
yes,
from that area. Yeah.
Actually, I was born in Dallas, but we moved to Austin when I was like 3.
Okay.
So I consider myself pretty much an Austinite. So, and funny thing is that, you know, when we went to high school, my wife and I knew each other, and we hung out, and we had a bunch of same friends.
Okay.
And then, you know, life happened. We kind of went our separate ways. And then April 3rd of 2010, through the wonders of Facebook, a bunch of people, our crew was trying to get together, and we was going to have like a lunch at a Waterloo Ice House. And so we all planned on going, and then everybody kind of dropped off except for Lisa. And so we said, we'll just go ahead and eat lunch. And then, you know, that lunch ended up being 7 hours long, and we started dating. And then, nice. That was April 3rd, 2010. And we got married April 3rd, 2011.
Right on.
So we always tell people that we've been together for 13, married for 12, but known each other for 40 plus years. So it's kind of
sounds a lot like me and Miss Meg.
Yeah, it's been a pretty good run. I gotta admit. So that's kind of fun.
That's awesome. Well, congratulations on your recent anniversary. That's cool. That's a cool story. Absolutely.
Chicken Wing wants to know if it was Parkland.
Parkland.
No, I was born in Baylor University Hospital, so I don't really remember anything. So all I remember is Austin. So it's pretty much that's why I say I'm kind of an Austinite.
Yep. I would say you'd be an official Austinite.
Yeah.
Yep.
55 plus years. I'm 58, so let's put it that way.
I think you're a resident at that point for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Jeff, we wanted to bring you on tonight and talk a little bit about some of the craft and wood stuff that you're doing, man. Like I said, I see a variety of different things, but I'd like to know just kind of how it started. And we'll show some pictures of some of what your work is here in a little bit, but just how did you get started into turning, and just when did you figure out the epoxy, and just give us a little background on what Jeff Raye Woodworking does.
Well, I want to say about 4 years ago, I have been always done a little bit of woodworking, not much. I do, some wood burnings and some kind of stuff like that. And I always wanted to learn how to turn. And then, again, through the wonders of Facebook, that was back when Facebook Marketplace would scroll on the bottom every now and then.
Yeah.
And then this was about 4 years ago. So I saw a jet mini lathe.
Oh, hell yeah.
With an extension on it and tools for sale for $300 in Round Rock. And I said,
that's a hell of a deal.
I'm going to go ahead and get it. So I went ahead and got it, and I started really watching YouTube videos and stuff. And what I tell people at markets, I said, I'm a graduate of the YouTube University.
You're YouTube certified.
So I'm going to make a certificate of like YouTube University and just kind of put, because if you don't know how to do something, just look on YouTube. Somebody's going to show you. So I started making really simple. I was making cigar props, little cylinders, and I would drill a hole in it, and then I would cut it in half. So I'd end up with 2 little cigar props so that I would be able to set my cigar down.
Okay.
And then I started making little small bowls and stuff like that. And I started making some small ashtrays. And then I worked that lathe so hard that I broke it. Basically, I broke the spindle on it. So that was my excuse for getting a full-size lathe. So
there you go.
And I started making all these projects, and I was making bowls and all kinds of different things, and I was bringing them home. And then because the shop that I was working at is actually right now is behind my parents' house. And then for about the past 5-6 years, I've been kind of a caretaker for both of them.
Okay.
So I would come in and do my sunny doos in the morning, and then go back out in the shop, and I'd just start making stuff. And then if they needed me, they would call me, and I'd go inside and check on them. But I continually started making all these projects, and then I kept on bringing them home, and I was going, oh, this is cool. And I just kept making it, and it started stacking up in the living room.
You had plenty of bowls.
Yeah. So my wife said I either needed to start selling these things or start making an extension on the house to put all my shit. So I decided to start selling.
Good plan.
And I would just go and I'd keep watching these YouTube videos, and then find out different projects and different things. And then I kind of went off into a wormhole of the cutting boards and the charcuterie boards. And I found that it's called a Lichtenberg technique, or it's fractal burning. So I used a transformer out of a microwave, and it's got the power, the charge wire, and then a ground wire, and then I put water and baking soda on the wood, whatever I'm going to burn, and then I turn it. Well, how hillbilly is this? Is that the surge protector on and off switch is my on and off switch for the deal. So, and then I throw
Hold my beer.
Yeah,
Stand back.
I just found another way that I could kill myself in the shop. So, so I just, I would scrape that out and then put the epoxy in it and then just kind of go off from there. So I've been still trying to make different projects and different things and trying to switch it up a little bit. So,
right on.
It's not dangerous. It can't be fun.
that's true. I tell people if I'm not bleeding on it, I'm not doing it right. So
You haven't quite given it your all if there's not literally sweat, tears, and blood, right?
mm-hmm, absolutely.
I agree.
A good CSI agent can really find me out on any of my products.
Yeah. I think I got DNA everywhere.
Absolutely.
So you're talking about the cutting boards and charcuterie boards, and I ran across this one when I was going through your pictures. So was that 2 slices and then epoxy?
Mm-hmm. That was a, see, what is it? That's a post oak slab that I'd cut in half and then just flipped it so that the live edge would be on the middle, and then I would pour resin through the middle of that.
I like the colors there. You see a lot of that light blue kind of creating that like a watery looking background, but I like the maroon kind of colors that's associated with that. Now that's super cool.
Some of my favorite ones are not necessarily the blues or greens. It's like there's a, that wine colored would be really good, and there's a burnt umber one that's got really dark. It's got some dark and light browns and pearl through it. Yeah, and I try to find something that will just kind of highlight the wood itself, and then I don't really want to distract or away from the wood grain itself, so I want to be able to put something that makes it look good all the way around.
Yeah, well, I mean that's kind of what you're highlighting. My assumption is that, the unique nature of that burl or that piece of wood and the live edge, and you're kind of highlighting that. Looking through some of the pictures I've seen as well, like there's a great example of.
I really like to try to keep some kind of a bark or a rough edge on it.
Yeah.
I want to be able to, and I tell people too in markets is that if you want a smooth bowl or like several bowls alike, then just go to Walmart, because I'm not going to do those. I want you to be able to see that came from a log, or you want, especially like that one there. I want you to know that it came from a tree, so that it's got all its characteristics, and I really want to show off the grain. I'm a big grain guy, so I keep trying to find different things. My wife makes fun of me so that when we're on a walk or something, and then I'll see a fallen tree or somebody some brush or something up the side of the road, and I'm up there picking it out, trying to pick something up out of it, and so trying something to make something else out of it. So
absolutely, you're not looking to make a 12-piece dinner set of bowls that are all matching and identical. They're each element is unique, and each finished product is unique in its own right, and highlighting I dig that. They're all
one-offs. They're all one-offs. I can make something that's kind of similar, but there's always going to be something that's different about every one. And then I try to look and look at other people's stuff to see different profiles and make different shapes and different kind of thing, because you can't help it, but you keep making bowls and stuff, and you find yourself making the same shapes. So I try to move around a little bit, do some kind of a different accent to it, or do a different shape, or then I've been throwing epoxy in them now. So and I have some that I would set turquoise in. So
that's awesome.
There was several ones, but the one that kind of comes to mind is a buddy of mine from the Cigar Vault, one of the cigar bars I go to, that he wanted an ashtray, and I made one out of mesquite, and it had this really big void on one side. So I just kind of dug it out a little bit more, and then I just started inlaying solid pieces of turquoise in it.
Man.
So that turquoise, that stone really kind of brings it, pops it back out. So it's again, it's a different. You're not going to get another one just like it.
No.
And I think that's what part of the cool thing about it. It's a unique. Each one is unique, right? With a little bit of a love, a lot of bit of love in each one. But
Right.
I actually have an ashtray on my coffee table, and it's a pecan ashtray. It's still got the bark on it. Won it in a raffle at some point. Everybody that comes through my house is like, "Where did you get that?" You know, and I tell them I'd go on Facebook, and they just love the ashtray. So it's pretty cool.
It's really kind of taken off a little bit. I really enjoy trying to like when all these different beard comps are happening, you know, they normally have a raffle or some kind. And then I like to try to donate when I can, you know, some piece or something like that. And so it's kind of spreading, it's kind of advertising in itself, but you know, it's just, I like to try to donate that. So, cause I know that, you know, if I can't be at the competition, I want to be able to contribute somehow.
No, that's awesome. Which actually, I mean, maybe a little bit of a segue, but what got you involved in the bearding community? Was it you noticed a comp going on, you thought you'd throw in a raffle, or were you involved before that? Or
no, it was 2012 actually. My wife and I had just a small goatee. I mean, it really wasn't much at all. And then it was a rainy weekend, and my wife and I was flipping through channels, and we fell upon Whisker Wars.
okay,
so many people's journey started there.
Yeah, so it highlighted the Austin Facial Hair Club. So I was going, man, I want to try to see what's going on with that. And then I saw there was a small, very small, like it was a beard comp. It was a benefit for somebody at this bar down called Third Base, and there happened to be a couple of guys from the club that was judging it. So I decided I was just go ahead and go in there, and I entered, and I got like second place, and you know, whenever you win something, you kind of get the bug for it anyway. And then I started going to the meetings, and then met these guys, and it was what my wife and I found out is that, you know, we had everybody from a busser at a taco joint to an executive at Apple and everybody in between. And we really enjoyed the camaraderie that we had. And then and found out that, if you stay in your one deal, your circle of friends stays in one circle. But then when you start spreading out all these different people that you never would have met, except for whatever grows out of your face. So it's just kind of, so now, fast forward to now, from 2012 to now, you know, I got friends all over the country and the world. You know, we got all the bearding the possibilities, or, you know, just, we have all these different people that we know, and you know, now we know a guy. So if you need something, you know, hey, I know a guy, and then just kind of keep going.
It's a huge network. I really enjoy that aspect of it as well. And then, like you said, the camaraderie and brotherhood is a big point for me as well. I mean, obviously helping charities number one, but just having some people you can depend on all over the country.
Right. So it's like, you know, and then we met Shannon a few years ago, and they've become dear friends of ours. And then
solid individuals for sure.
They are fantastic. And then I couldn't ask for better people to hang out with, and then to be called neighbors here pretty soon. So
absolutely,
yeah, that'll be cool for you guys.
Yeah, we're really looking forward to it.
So are you a part of Mob, I guess, if we talking club affiliations, or are you still affiliated with a club? Or
I'm still affiliated with the Austin Facial Hair Club.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily Mob, but I'm kind of, my dog's losing it. Hey,
he lets us hang out with him.
Yeah. Well, I just kind of, I haven't really gone off and trying to, join another club. I just kind of,
Hey, one can keep you pretty
I'm
busy.
almost nomad. I'm almost nomad a little bit. I mean, I like the club. You know, Austin Facial Hair Club definitely has a soft spot for me. You know, a
For sure.
dear part of my. And
I love everybody that I've met so far. They seem amazing group of people.
you know,
Yes.
and we've been able to have the possibility, the opportunities to travel around, and then, all this time my wife has been she's been following me and going to these competitions and stuff. And then here recently she decided she would try, we were going to nationals in Casper, and
Right on.
she decided that she wanted to enter the creative.
Oh, really? At nationals, first time at nationals?
Very first competition was nationals.
Holy shit!
She did really well, and then she came, and then she did. Then we did the one in Nolanville just a couple weeks ago, and she got second place on that for the Queen of Hearts. She did really well. I was so proud of her. She knocked it out of the park on that one. And I think that she's kind of, with the help of Tisha and like Crystal and some of these other ladies, and just kind of giving her tips and here and there. And I think she always said that she wasn't crafty, but I think she's found a crafty bone. So she started to do it.
Well, and you got some good people not too far from your neck of the woods that are certainly super talented and knowledgeable and creative as well to kind of help tap into. No, that's cool as hell.
I love seeing the Whiskerinas grow. I just think it's fabulous.
I've always enjoyed the Whiskerinas, and I mean, because really, to be honest, the guys, we're kind of limited on whatever comes growing out of your face is kind of what you got. The only thing that the ladies have that limits them is gravity and their imagination. So just as long as they can keep it up there, so it's and there's a lot of engineering in that thing. I mean, you talk about some, like, I've seen some of Crystal's stuff, and she's got like harnesses and wires and all kinds of crap trying to keep that thing up on her face. So, and Tish made one beard out of brooches that I bet you that thing was about 10, 15 pounds. I mean, when it was done with. So,
well, like you matter. The first chance that I had a chance to meet you in person, lady with the horseshoes, hammered horseshoes for a mustache. I mean,
that was Crystal.
That wasn't light. That was
Crystal.
Absolutely, some engineering involved in there.
Absolutely,
that was a super cool piece. Speaking of
I didn't mean to get off. I didn't mean to get off on a tangent. Sorry about that.
No, you're good. I just wanted to touch on this real quick. Is that pine cones in resin?
Those are pine cones, and there's another story behind that. Those are pine cones from the blue spruce tree that we got in Casper, Wyoming, when we at the hotel right next door to it. There was a big, huge blue spruce tree, and then we walked over there, and they had all these pine cones on the ground. So I got bags of them, and then put them in our suitcase and flew them back here. And then the trick is to making that is that you need a pressure pot. It's like basically like a paint sprayer, but without the agitator in the middle of it.
Right.
So you pour all the resin. I have a mold that's that round mold, and then you put everything that you want into it, pour the resin into it, put it under pressure about 55 pounds, and let it sit overnight and let it cure. And then I'm able to get it on the lathe, and then I turn it. So that's another thing that I've found is trying to put different things into it. I got when Shannon and Lisa and Tish and I went to Oklahoma for trout fishing not too long ago. There was a bunch of sweet gum balls. Those are like those really spiny little ball type thing.
Yeah.
So that's going to be my next. I'm going to try. That's my next try is put in that bowl that you put up there before was pecan stems, and that's spalted pecan on the base, and then I put a bunch of stems that had from the ground on the ground. That was I just put them in there, put them in the pressure pot, and then I was able to turn that.
I absolutely love that. The way it's
Love
you know
to look at
the way
Yeah.
it's turned and you can see the inside. Pretty
Yeah.
cool stuff.
it.
That's-
Absolutely.
That's another
Yeah.
thing too, because like 90%, 95% of all the wood that I use is either found, reclaimed. Somebody called me up, said, "Hey, I got a tree coming down. Do you want it?" And I said, "Yeah." So I got like 9 or 10 pallets of different wood out behind my shop that I've been trucking to LaGrange actually. So majority of it is either stuff that's either been in a burn pile or somebody was going to throw it into a fire pit or get
Right.
mulched up or something.
You just
So
you find a random piece and you're like, that's cool, and then
Yeah.
you do something with it.
yeah, so I kind of pride myself on making something out of something else. So it's like I want to try to make something that looks good out of something that somebody would have thrown away. Or
So there was a question that popped up earlier from Mr. Jeff Harris about do you keep a chainsaw in your vehicle for those random come by now?
I have
pieces?
been known to pop out a chainsaw pretty quickly. Yeah,
Right on.
I've been known to do that.
Milwaukee has that new battery powered one. I got to see a demo on it. It's pretty wicked for a battery powered chainsaw. I mean, they were cutting some big logs.
I've stepped up my game a little bit. I went and bought a big what was it? It's a 27-inch bar chainsaw, so I can get some bigger trees. But then I bought a sawmill, so I got that up in LaGrange. So now I can, if I get I can cut 30 inches across.
Holy shit.
I can cut 10. I can cut up to 10.5 feet long. So that's where my tables are going to be starting to come from. So
wow. So you have the ability to like doing like dining room tables and stuff like that, right?
That's the plan. So what I want to do is I want to start cutting some of these bigger slabs, and then I'll start making some of these river tables. And
I got you.
Some of that thing. So I was able to get my shop. The future shop is 40 foot wide on the front, and it's going to be 30 feet deep.
Right on.
So I can get
big
some
shop.
space. So I can get some space so that I can come in and start. Because right now, I'm really bad about cleaning. I don't like to clean too much. So the shop that I'm in now is got drifts of sawdust, and I got stuff stacked up everywhere, and it's just, and every day, every time I set a day, I said, this is the day I'm going to clean. And then I start cleaning up, and then I find a piece that I couldn't find for a while. And I found it, and I said, oh, this is going to be cool. And then I start working
on it.
I never actually really clean. So it's just kind of
you just rearrange and find new stuff.
A cluttered deck is supposed to be a brilliant mind or something like that.
It sounds like maybe a good investment for your new shop would be some type of central vac system or something like that.
That is in the plan. I tell you, I'm going to do something. I got to get in the habit of starting to clean as I go, but I have a really hard time with it.
Yeah. Chicken wing said it's man glitter.
Absolutely. I can't agree anymore.
I say that about grinding sparks all the time. I have grinding sparks and solder all over my shirt, and I'm like, "Yep, that's my man glitter."
My wife's really
better than wood, but yeah.
My wife really wants me to get a pretty powerful air compressor so I can dust off before I come into the new house. So she was wanting me to put a shower in there so that I can clean up before I get in, but I didn't do that. I did put a bathroom in it though.
There you go.
That's priority. Definitely important in the shop.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Well, then it's either that or you're going to water down all the dust. Then
yeah,
internally, right? Yeah.
I definitely need an updated first aid kit in there because I have been known to I still have all my digits, but not from lack of trying. So
They just got a few war wounds.
yeah,
Yep.
chick stick
At least
scars.
you're trying. At
Yeah.
least you're trying. No, I'm a big safety advocate, man. I've been in manufacturing my whole life, and hey, when I bought my house, I got a, they say everything's bigger in Texas, but I got a 35 by 60 shop where I'm at right now, and it had a fully stocked safety cabinet like you'd find in a manufacturing environment on the wall. I thought, perfect.
Yeah. Well, one of my sayings is a safety third.
Absolutely.
Safety third. So, first coffee, then safety's like third or fourth, whatever, somewhere around there.
Postman says that's his favorite saying. Safety third.
Absolutely. But I always go like that just because I make sure I may have knocked off a finger or something on there.
Right. But hey, so funny story. Back in the day when I was up and coming, as a production welder, I worked with a guy. His name was Three Finger Bill because he only had 3 fingers. You know what I mean? And it was he was missing those 2. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Years ago, I worked in a lumber yard, and there was a guy that and was in the yard, and he was missing a finger. He was missing this finger. And I was asking him how, and he was wearing gloves. And I said, how many pallets do I need to get? And he went 3, but it was only 2 fingers up. And then he went, wait a minute. And he pulled the finger up with the glove and he said 3.
3.
It was 3. I said, oh, okay.
This many.
Yeah. So he has to start doing this number a lot.
So Mr. Chris Hall. Well, Jeff, I'm glad we got to get together tonight. I know I made a mistake last week and tried to have you on a week early, and you were busy celebrating your anniversary. So I'm glad to have you on this week, and
I appreciate it.
Learn a whole lot about what you do, and I'm so happy to see you guys moving and got a lot of good things coming, dude. Thank you.
Things are starting to wrap around, so it's finally getting to it. So we're gonna. Once the fall and the house gets built, we're putting some cattle on the property too. So I'll be a woodworker, gentleman rancher when I get done. So
there we go.
I'm really looking
like a pretty good deal.
I'm looking forward to it.
Absolutely.
So where, if someone was interested in, reaching out and seeing what you've got available, or, inquiring about a particular piece, where could they find you? Maybe on the scroller on the bottom, or?
Yeah, right now we're looking at Instagram if you follow me on Instagram, it has everything I've ever made. So of course the newest stuff is up to the top, but you definitely can see where the learning curve has started when you go all the way to the beginning, and you can see how I've progressed craft wise. Facebook, Instagram is the best way to get in touch with me, or I've found that word of mouth works really good for me, and then because I don't want to make this too much of a job type thing.
I got you.
You want to keep it a hobby. I get that.
The thing about it is I like to sell stuff, and I like to be able to do it, and I do commission work, and I do custom work, but what the real important thing is that you can give me an idea of what you want, but I'm going to do what I'm going to do with it, and then I will do my little artistic. I like to have a little artistic freedom on it, because I don't want to have too many constraints on it, because otherwise it kind of takes the fun out of it. So I like to make what I like, and I like to make what I like, and hopefully other people like it. So that's kind of how I will.
Well, I think if you try to honestly, as a consumer, this is from my consumer part of my brain, is I'm buying a custom piece. It should be custom, and trying to put too many bookends on what that should look like.
Right.
I don't know. I think you're being a little overly. It should be hey, I'm looking for a pecan or post oak or mesquite or some type of natural bowl, yay wide or
Yeah.
yay diameter or something. You know what I'm saying? They kind of
Right.
give some guardrails, but I mean,
I can
creative freedom.
definitely go with that in. I definitely go with that in, and it's like I just, like on those charcuterie boards with the electricity through them, say, hey, if you want a particular color, okay, I can do that, and then because that charge goes however the charge is going to go. So
Right.
I don't really have a whole lot of planning on how that's going to turn out, but I've had people give me great ideas and something. I said, well, I have never tried that, but let me give it a shot. And then we'll,
give it a whirl.
Because it never fails that I say, okay, I'm going to make a big bowl. And then I go in there and then all of a sudden part of it blows up. And I said, okay, I'm going to make a small bowl, that kind of thing out of it. Or I'm going to make a tall bowl and all of a sudden the lip blows off. And I say, okay, I'm going to make a narrow one,
We'll make a short one now.
So I try to salvage as much as I can. There's a thing that in Japan when they like ceramic bowls would break, and they would repair it with gold.
Yes.
Yep.
Correct.
And I can't remember what it's called, but there was one bowl in particular that I made that I had using different things. I used eggshells that I pulverized in a bullet, one of those bullet things.
Yeah.
And then I put a alcohol dye in it, and it was yellow, and I used the yellow wood, and it cracked and it broke, and then I glued it back together and I put those eggshell things in there. So I always called that a life bowl because it's just, life happens.
That's cool, man.
So and it comes out so that bowl, not only was it unique in itself, but then it's got unique because it was repaired, and then now it's something completely different.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely correct, and I cannot remember the name of it off the top of my head. I worked for Japanese organizations for 20 plus years, and you're absolutely right. There's an element to the culture of it's not just because it's broken doesn't mean that it's finished, but it adds that extra layer of character, and it's like, look, it's remade with, yeah. So yeah. I totally get what you're saying. It's that constant reuse, recycle. Kintsugi.
Yeah,
Kintsugi.
that's it. That's it.
Thank you, Shannon.
Thanks, Shannon.
Coming.
Yep. Way to go, Google.
Yeah, because I know he didn't by himself.
I was wondering if he just spit that out of the top of his head or not.
Yep. Kintsugi.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. The power of Google.
Yep. Arigato gozaimasu.
Yeah. What he said. I don't know.
Yeah, but I got to tell you, I mean, it's been really good for me to. It's kind of a moment of zen for me, and I go in the shop. I could be, yeah, whatever. I could spend 8 hours in the shop and then I'll be perfectly fine. And my wife calls me up and make sure I'm drinking water or if I'm eating or something like that, just so I won't fall out in the shop. But I definitely enjoy it. It's basically a big labor of love on my end. And I really enjoy it. I like for other people, and I'd like for other people to enjoy it too. So that's about it. I
love it. I love it, and I'll be honest, man. It makes me want to get Instagram. I guess I don't know. I'm still new to Facebook, for fuck's sake. So I'm hesitant to dive into any more socials. But no, you definitely planted the seed, and why I maybe should get an Instagram as well. But
I mean, I gotta admit, I didn't want to get off into that too much, but Facebook is really how we connect with our kids and our grandkids, and I can connect with all the bearded guys and everything. But I got onto Instagram because I was wanting to see different turners and stuff and seeing what they were doing and connecting with different craftsmen and trying to see what ideas they're pulling out. So to see if I can't try it or do something else.
Instagram's a great place for small, handcrafted businesses like that.
Absolutely.
Well-
I tried Etsy, but it was almost like a job, just trying to get keywords in and getting traffic to my site, because if you look up mesquite bowl, you got a cajillion of them, and they range, and they look alike, and then it's like ranging price wise from $40 to $400. So I wasn't getting a lot of traffic through it, and then I noticed that I was getting more traffic through Facebook and Instagram than I was anywhere close to what my Etsy deal was. So I just dropped that, and then me making stuff for beard comps is kind of getting the word out. People are actually being able to see the work that way firsthand, and then people will say, "Hey, I'd like an ashtray." I said, "Sure," or a charcuterie board, and I ship too, so that's not a problem. So if you see something that you like on my Instagram and I don't have it, I can see if I can't make something similar, but it won't be exact. But
no two pieces the same.
Absolutely, that's kind of my go-to. I'd much rather, if you want something handcrafted, it's handcrafted. A, you're going to pay for it, and then B, it's something that nobody else is going to have. So
100%.
So
artistic freedom.
That's what's so hard about handcrafted stuff, is that people are so used to going to Walmart and getting something, and it's mass produced, and it's just, and it may look have a unique type thing, but then they're mass produced. But then they'll come to somebody like me or something like that, and then they'll ask for a custom piece or something like this, and then when I give them the price, they get kind of sticker shocked a little bit. I try not to go too crazy, and then I have people telling me my prices are entirely too low, but I never know how to price. I never know how to price. I never know how to price stuff. I'm going, I don't know, whatever. But for the most part, all the bowls and stuff, I usually stay within $220 to like $80 to $100 for the bowls, and then those bigger boards, they'll run 120, 140, but when the like cutting boards and like ingrained cutting boards and stuff, I realize now that whenever I saw somebody was selling a handcrafted butcher block type thing, and it was like $250 to $300, and I was going, man, that's a lot. But then when I went to make one, I went, oh Jesus, there's a lot of work to this.
Yeah, and a lot more than you don't see.
And there's a lot of wood in it, so it's like, so your outlay is, so that's kind of what you get what you pay for, I guess, is like.
Well, I mean, it's a business. I mean, it's literally you got time, materials, right, and all the elements that go into all of that. So I can totally appreciate how am I priced compared to others, but it's a handcrafted, custom, one of a kind piece of
art
work. So I mean, you get what you. It is art, and I would be hesitant. I'll be honest with you. I love the cutting board. It would be like a thing on my countertop. I wouldn't be cutting shit on that thing. You know what I mean? I'd bust out the just the regular cutting board, the $7 Walmart cutting board, and leave that as a focal piece for hors d'oeuvres or something to sit on. You know what I mean?
A lot of guys I make ashtrays, cigar ashtrays for, and then I say, how's that ashtray working out for you? And he says, man, I can't put a cigar in that. I'm going, dude, it was what it's meant for, but
made to use.
Yeah. So it's like, if you use it however you want to use it is whatever, because I got several bowls out there that I just put stuff in. I mean, my everyday stuff, my change, my cigar stuff, my keys.
Right.
Because you got to have a place to put your stuff. And then if you can't find something, you got at least 3 bowls to look at to see where they're at.
Just check all the bowls.
There you go. Well, man, I know we're kind of running over time a little bit here. I just want to say I really appreciate you taking a moment out of your Monday evening to pop on, shoot the breeze with old Red and I. It's been great to
Absolutely.
get to know you and learn a little bit more about what got you into it and what you're doing. And if anything, maybe we can help promote and point some more business your direction, man.
Absolutely, I would love it. So I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it anyway. So if might as well. Somebody's going to buy it, then that'd be great. But I'm
I
going to
enjoy it.
just for my own peace of mind. I'm going to make something.
Perfect. I love
go.
that. I love that.
Jeff,
Awesome.
once again, thanks so much for coming on, and we will be talking soon, I'm sure, my man.
All right.
Yeah,
Appreciate it. Thanks, everybody.
Have a great
Appreciate
night.
you, man. Take care. Have a good evening. Man, that was
Hell
awesome.
yeah. Hell yeah.
Nah,
Such
he's
cool
a good-
stuff, man. Like, such cool stuff.
For sure. We probably could have filled up another hour. I got so many questions as far as tools and what kind of lathes he rocking and some other stuff. But no, it's great conversation. Great dude. Making some awesome stuff. So
Yeah.
no, that's cool. That is
I've seen a
super
couple
cool.
pieces at a couple different places, and every time I see one, I'm like, yep, I need one. And then, you know how that is. Shoppers envy.
Yep.
Well, real quick, man, we went over a little bit, but there's a couple things I wanted to bring up. I don't know if anybody watched Sinning on Sundays last night. Let me get this banner off here. Mike Wiseman from Hemp Wizard is throwing a raffle to benefit Kaylee, I believe is the name.
Here's for Kaylee. Yep.
Kaylee, yeah. They're selling raffle tickets online at hempwizard.net. They're going to be drawing it live on the 29th of April. So, little backstory, and I'm not really brushed up on it a lot. I didn't catch the show last night. I was riding with Ray. But I guess she's 13 years old and has cancer. And, this is going to really help with transportation and medical bills. And, it's expensive to have a kid in the hospital or a medically frail child. I mean, I can't imagine to this extent. So,
Well, and I could be incorrect, but I believe this young lady was diagnosed with a terminal cancer, which makes this even more heartbreaking for I'm not even going to go into details, but
yeah. So do what you can. Hop on there, dude. They have a ton of items, and he like last night. He said it just keeps growing every time he checks his phone. So a ton of items, better than great cause. So jump on to hempwizard.net, get you some raffle tickets going for that thing. If you're going to spend your money somewhere, man, that's where you need to send it. I mean, that family can definitely use not only vibes, thoughts, and prayers, but financially exhausting. So let's put our money where our mouth is and help out this family. So.
Yep. No, good shout out. I, like you, was unable to join this. It's the first Sinning on Sundays episode I think I've missed. I had family obligations with the holiday weekend, so I had dinner with my folks, but I was not able to catch that. So I appreciate you bringing that up, and
Want to help
hit up the Sinning on Sundays page. You can find that. We'll post it as well. But it's a lot of great raffle stuff. I mean, from that perspective. But check it out. Definitely check it out. Hit up the Hemp Wizard. He makes some good products as well. Mike Wiseman.
I love Mike's scents. Like his scent profiles are great.
Yep.
Great.
100%. And I think, that's right. Mr. McGee, Jacked Up Leather Works.
Oh man, I'll be going after that. I hope I win that.
Right.
Get me a wallet.
Yeah, pretty cool stuff. Important stuff. Hey, we're all the community here trying to do good shit.
Good shit.
How can we help each other out?
Doing good shit, man. Still raising money for Schaefer Prostate. Several guys got challenges. We got a $500 challenge. We got a $1,000 challenge. And then for $4,000, you'll see me and a bunch of other people lose facial hair August 12th at Bearded Theater, Beard Mob Indiana's competition. Hope to see everyone there as well. So, but the PayPal's here at the bottom of the screen for Schaefer Prostate. We love any and all help. So August is right around the corner. So we got money to be made.
Yep. It's coming up quick. Like I mentioned, kind of at the top of the show, I got some self-deprecating merch that's coming up.
Excited.
Wish I would have it here in hand, ready to rock and roll. But hey, all good things and in due time. So
Now we're building
we'll be
anticipation for the drop. you know.
right. No, there's an
The drop
opportunity.
Friday at 12:01 or whatever. Probably don't quote me on the
There's
day.
an opportunity. You'll be able to gain some merch. This is I'm covering all costs and not all proceeds, but all all funds we raise is going to be donated back rather than just shooting a couple $100 into the kitty. How can we raise some money and do good stuff and walk away some? So that'll be coming up soon. I'll probably plug it again in the next couple of weeks. But
Absolutely, and it's much appreciated, brother. It's very much appreciated. You jumped right in on that,
it's a
and
good cause, man.
helping a good cause. So I do appreciate it.
Men's health is important. It is important. I mean, for
Very much so.
all the men watching.
So got to throw out what we got coming up this week, man. We got the pack on Wednesday.
That's right. That's right. We got running with the pack on Wednesdays. We got sideshow with the ladies on Thursday.
And
right?
I think I just got a message that they might be on the sideshow for the raffle as well. So I don't know if that's
okay. Cool.
Just came through the internet.
Right on the interwebs, and all those can be found on the Bearded Family Network right there on the respective pages. And don't forget, Sinning on Sundays.
Yes, sir.
With Billy and Chris. No, another good week, man.
Another week, man. So it's Monday. We made it through that. We got to do some good shit the rest of this week.
Monday, done day. Do good shit. Yeah. No, man, I appreciate everybody hanging out and watching. Appreciate all of you. I appreciate all of you as well. Yeah. No,
all
man.
Right.
Thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate you. Love you all. Do good shit this week. We'll see you next Monday. Same bat time, same bat channel. We'll talk up some more good stuff.
More good stuff. Love y'all.
Appreciate y'all. Be good.